Hola, bienvenidos a Magec Yoga. This is Pili, and I'm going to take you today through a practice that is different to the ones that I've been putting up. So, we've been doing a lot of energizing videos of waking up in the morning whenever you're sluggish, and for you to kind of be able to get out the door, energized and ready to go for the day. Today's more for whenever you're feeling anxious or stressed, or maybe you're feeling tired and you're not really wanting to do a bunch of movement in the mat. Maybe you are trying to wind down for the night and you're just trying to slow down. This is more for that. We're gonna start in child's pose today. So, knees can be out or knees can be in. It depends on where you want the stretch. If your knees are in, you're gonna feel more of the stretch into your lower back. If your knees are out, then you're gonna feel more of the stretch into your hips. For me today, I prefer to have them out, but you can have them in if you're more wanting to have that lower back stretch. You drape the belly and the chest in between the thighs or on top of the thighs, depending on how you have your knees. And then you just bring the forehead down into the ground. You're gonna really extend the arms forward, really expanding through the shoulder blades. And then just breathe here. Maybe you rock the head side to side to massage the forehead. Maybe you have any tension or sinuses are bothering you. And just breathe here. Taking a big inhale. Letting it out through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale. Let it out through the mouth. Take 1 last. And open the mouth, let it go. Now just seal the lips. Nothing to change on the breath. It's just a regular breath. But you're going to concentrate on how it feels and the movement that creates. So every inhale, you probably feel your ribs expanding and pressing into the thighs. And every exhale, you feel like your body is sinking down into the mat and on top of the thighs or in between the thighs. Now bring awareness to filling up the breath into the back of the ribs. So your shoulder blades and the back of the ribs and the side of the ribs will expand. And then letting everything go. Every time your mind begins to wander, just go back to the beautiful breath. Really tuning in with the sensation and the movement that the breath creates. And start letting all the bones get heavy. You'll feel your body sinking down more and more and more into the mat with every inhale and exhale you take. Notice how the tops of the feet feel, the shins, hips. Notice how your chest is just slightly getting deeper down and opening slowly. Take 1 to 2 more breaths here. Let's take another one for good measure. On your next exhale, you inhale, you're going to start shifting forward into your tabletop. You're going to drop the belly, gaze forward. And then exhaling, doming around the spine. We're going to take 5 of these. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhaling, doming around the spine. You got 3 more. This is just kind of to release through the spine, stretch it, and then feel breath and movement. Trying to release any stress, any anxiety that you have right now. Let's do 1 more. And then on your next inhale, start walking your hands forward. You're gonna leave the hips where they are, in line with the knees. And you're just gonna drop the chest towards the mat. And we're gonna stay here for 3 to 4 breaths. I know these can be a little bit intense, but sometimes whenever we're anxious and stressed, we tend to like really close up on the chest. So I'm trying to open through the ribs and the lungs. Two more breaths, you got it. There, you bring the forehead down into the mat. Maybe your chin is down. One more. And then really slowly, you're gonna start slithering all the way down into the belly. Open both feet to the width of the mat, so that way you have more space into your lower back. We're gonna bring the elbows in line with the shoulders for a Sphinx pose. And think about pressing into your form, so that way you're not dipping into the shoulders like these, and then you're like creating a lot of tension right there into the traps and shoulders. So we're just trying to open right now. And again, concentrate on the breath. We're here for 5 breaths. Let's take 3 more breaths. Thinking about bringing the shoulders back, bringing the chest forward. Calming down the mind with the breath. One more breath. And now really slowly we're gonna lower all the way down into the mat. I'm gonna start with the left hand, so that way you can see what I'm doing. So you're gonna extend the left arm to a T. You're gonna bend the right knee, and then you're gonna bring the right hand towards your chest. So that way you can press into the right hand and move towards the left arm. And you bring the left temple down into the ground and just relax here. Maybe your hand is right in front of you. Maybe you wanna bring the hand behind you if you want a little bit more of a shoulder stretch right there and opening through the chest. And we're here for 5 breaths on each side. Try to every inhale, create space. And every exhale, you get deeper into the mat, you relax. Let's do 2 more breaths. One more. And then really slowly and mindfully moving back towards your belly, and bringing that left hand towards the chest. And before we move into the other side, I just wanted you to kind of feel how that right arm feels different than the left arm. Your left shoulder should feel a little bit more open. And then we're gonna move to the other side. You're gonna bring the right arm to a T. Then you're gonna press into your left hand, bend the left knee so you can press all the way towards your right arm. And bring your right temple down. Again, your arm is your choice. Maybe it's here, laying down. Maybe it's behind you. I kind of like it behind me, so that way I kind of counteract the stretch by bringing the shoulder slightly forward. And we just breathe here. We think about the breath, concentrating on the movement, the sensations. Calming down the body. Softening through the whole body. Try not to engage anything on your body. One more breath. Again, really slowly and mindfully, you move back to center. And we're gonna move into half frog to stretch through the inner thigh. And let's do the left leg before. So you're just gonna bring your hands one on top of the other one. And you're gonna bring the forehead down into your into the top of the hand, so that way you can kind of create a little bit of space here in your neck. And that way you can breathe through the nose. And then you're gonna bring that left knee to the side. This is half frog. And you're just opening through the inner thigh, feeling a stretch into the hip too. And we're here for 5 breaths on each side. So you probably already took 1 to 2 breaths. So let's stay for 3 more breaths. Slow breaths. Softening through that left hip. 1 more breath. Really slowly, you bring that knee back to center. And you don't even have to move the torso, the top of the torso and your hands. They're going to stay here. Just notice again how that left feels compared to the right. Really trying to tune in into the body. Becoming one, mind and body. Trying to connect. And now really slowly bringing that right knee to the side. Opening through the right inner thigh, right hip. Breathing here, 4 breaths. Two more breaths. One more breath. Slowing down the day, the thoughts. Really slowly come back to center, bringing the leg back to center. And then we're gonna push all the way back into a child's pose just for a couple of breaths. So that way we can counteract of being laying down with that little bit of a curvature in the spine to kind of release through the lumbar spine if it's a little tense from being laying down on your belly. And then really slowly lifting the torso up. And we're gonna go into seated. Frankie, did you see something outside? She loves squirrels and birds, so I have to be careful sometimes when I take her outside. She's my little hunter girl. Okay, so we're moving into seated. We're gonna do an L seat. So L seat just means you're in an L shape, right? And for me, it's really nice to just first bend the knees and then start bringing the belly. So you're gonna bring kind of slightly the tailbone back so that way your pelvis comes forward. And then I'm gonna drape the belly and the chest on top of the thighs, and I'm gonna bring my hands and just grab the back of the legs and just bring the forehead down. I'm gonna grab opposite elbows, and I'm just gonna let the shoulders hang there, the arms hang. I'm gonna let my neck release, my head relax, the face and the eyebrows. And then maybe slowly, if it feels like your lower back can handle it, maybe you start straighten up the legs slowly and getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. Feeling a little bit more of the hamstrings, the release on your lower back. Maybe you try to take a couple of breaths with the legs completely extended. Really don't lose that connection of the belly into the chest, into the thighs. And don't engage the quad, release through the quads. Maybe you can even like massage your legs here, your ankles, your feet. Give yourself some love. We're going and going and going through the day. We forget that we breathe. We forget that we gotta slow down. Really slowly start lifting the torso up. And we're gonna go into deer pose, okay? So deer pose, it's kind of like pigeon, but it's not as bringing the back leg all the way back. So it's a little bit more of a relaxing pose, especially for the people that have a lot of tension or a lot of tight hips. So think about an L shape with the left leg and an L shape with the right leg. So it's a straight line from your right hip to your right knee and from your right knee to your right ankle. The same here. Straight line from your left hip to your left knee and then left knee to your left ankle. We're having here an external rotation of the hip, and right here we're doing an internal rotation of the hip. From here, you can just bring your hands forward and kind of lay down. You can always grab a pillow or blocks or a book or whatever you have to kind of just feel a little bit more relaxed. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bring that pillow forward. Sorry, I was checking on my legs, making sure I have that LL. And then I'm just gonna bring the forearms right here. Maybe I bring the head down. We're gonna be here for 5 breaths on each side. So let's take 4 more breaths. Relax the jaw, the lips, the face, the ears. Let's take 1 more breath after this one. And let's take 1 more just for good measure because it feels real nice in here. And again, if you want to stay in poses longer, you can just kind of see what poses I'm doing, and you can stay for like 1 to 2, 3 minutes on each pose. It just depends how long you have to wind down. Really slowly, we're gonna come up, and we're gonna go into the other side. So you're just gonna basically go into the other side, bringing the right knee now in line, left knee, left hip in line with the left knee to your left ankle. And again, like here, that internal rotation going right straight to your right knee straight to your right ankle. Again, you can grab a block, you can grab a bolster, you can even grab a couple books if you have them and put them underneath the bolster if you need the bolster to come up a little bit higher. And you just fold down and breathe here. And maybe one leg feels completely different than the other one. Maybe you can get deeper into one leg, and then the other one you're like, no, I'm a little bit more tight on this one. And that is completely okay. Just relax the body and let the shoulders go. Let the mind go. And every time you start thinking about everything you need to do throughout the day, or something that went wrong, or something that you said, just try to let go and just concentrate back into the breath, the sensation, the movement of the breath. Maybe it helps if you count the breaths, taking 3 seconds to 4 seconds in, and then 3 to 4 seconds out. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Relax through the face, the shoulders, and the arms. You don't need any muscular engagement right now. Take 1 more breath. And then really slowly lifting up the torso. Maybe you bring your hands behind you, just like if you were in the beach and you're like, oh, hey, look at me sunbathing with a piña colada. But no, I'm here in Oklahoma with no beach, but it's okay, you know, you can just imagine. And then you're just gonna bring the knees side to side to create a little bit of movement, a little bit of blood flow from just sitting into those hips. I'm originally from the Canary Islands, so every time I think about the beach, I think about my home, my family, my friends. It can be a beautiful thought or a really homesick thought, but it's okay. I go there every year, so I get to see everybody. Okay, now we're gonna move into our backs. And then we're gonna go into a reclined butterfly. So you can again grab blocks, grab a pillow, or anything you need. For me, I don't usually need anything, but I can show you what you can do with blocks or a book or blankets underneath your knees. You're gonna bring your back into the mat, soles of the feet touch. If you're feeling a lot of tension in your lower back, tuck in the tailbone and then bring the lower back into the ground. And then you can have blankets, books, or bolsters. You can always bring them into the side of the knees so that way they hold them. And that way if you have a lot of like tension and they're like the knees are pulling down and you're feeling maybe too much of a stretch right here, I want you to relax and release. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I can't relax, you know. I want you to just kind of like breathe in. So if you need blocks, books, pillows, blankets, grab them all. It doesn't matter. I just want you to kind of release through the body. And then you bring your hands to the sides. And you just breathe here into the inner thighs, the pelvis, the belly. Again, release into the quads. You don't need to engage the quads. You don't need to engage the knees or the shins or the calves. And now bring attention to your face. Are you clenching to the jaw? Especially if you have had a stressful day, you might be clenching into your face. So try to release, try to relax your whole face. Even notice the ears. Let the ears just melt away. Let's stay here for 5 more breaths. Really letting go. Your body gets heavy. Again, inhaling for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Just take 2 more breaths. One more breath. Maybe another breath. It just feels too good. And then really slowly start taking the blocks out of the way. Bring the knees back into your center and then bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe you rock side to side. You massage your tailbone, your lower back. Maybe get in circles with your knees. And just notice that connection with the breath. Is it a little bit better now than whenever you started the class? We're gonna move to a supported bridge to kind of open through the chest and really release through the legs and really, really let the body get calm. Again, you can grab books, you can grab blankets, you can grab whatever you want. So for today, for example, I'm just gonna grab my bolster and I'm just gonna bring it into that vertical. Horizontal, horizon. I always have to think about that. Vertical is the other direction, like a vertebrae, like your spine, okay? So in a vertical position, you can roll a blanket too into like a little tube. You can maybe grab a pillow if you want as well. And then you're just bringing that kind of like lower back and middle of the back, just going through the whole spine, bringing your chest, and then just letting the arms go to the side, letting your head get heavy into that pillow. Maybe opening the legs to the width of the mat. Come on, place. There she is. We're gonna be here for 10 breaths. You probably already done 2 or 3. So you still have like 7 or 8 breaths here. I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm gonna let you tune in into the breath, the movement of the breath, and the count of the breath. You have 6 more breaths. Take 3 more. Breathing into the ribs, expanding through the front of the ribs and the chest. One more breath. And then really slowly bring the knees back, up, soles of the feet into the mat. You can always stay here too for your supported fish pose if your lower back has too much tension. And you're gonna take that bolster away from your back. We're almost there. We're gonna do a supine twist on each side to kind of twist through the spine. Feel a nice stretch through the torso and the hips and the shoulder blade. And then we'll move into our Shavasana, our resting pose. We'll do a body scan before we actually completely go into our Shavasana. So supine twist. Knees are up into the sky, soles of the feet are down. You're gonna bring the hands to a T, and then you're gonna lift the hips slightly and shift it 1 inch towards the right, okay? Just 1 inch towards the right. Then press the hip back down, and then start bringing the knees towards the left. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you extend the bottom leg to feel a little bit more sensation. Maybe you bring that right leg all the way and extend it for a little bit more sensation. Or maybe you just bring one knee on top of the other one. If your neck allows it, maybe you start shifting your gaze towards your right arm. And we stay here for 5 breaths. Three more breaths. Two more. It's just a regular breath. One more breath. Really slowly bringing the knees back to center. And just stay here in stillness for just 1 second and notice how your lower back, your waist, your ribs, your hip, notice how everything feels from one side to the other. There's always differences that are happening with the body. So tune in to you. These times are for you to kind of get to know you and get to really connect with your body. And you're gonna press the feet down this time, and you're gonna slightly move the hips 1 inch towards the left this time, and then you're gonna bring the knees towards the right. You're just creating space in the lower back and belly here whenever you shift that hip towards the other side. And again, your legs are your choice. This side is always tighter for me, so sometimes I like to bring a pillow and I like to bring it in between the thighs and just stay right there. But it just depends on what you need and what sensations you want to feel. Do you want to feel a deeper sensation, or do you want to stay in just like a calm, not really deep sensation? Maybe you gaze over the right shoulder if your neck allows it and it doesn't hurt. Again, feeling slightly uncomfortable, it's normal for whenever you're not used to some stretches, but pain is different. So if you feel like a sharp pain, then you need to let go and let out of that pose. But if you just feel like sensations and a little bit of stretch and it's slightly comfortable and you're like, ooh, what is this? That's okay. You can stay where you are. Take 2 more breaths at least. Let the body get heavy. 1 more breath. And then slowly moving the knees back to center. Bringing the knees into the chest. 1 last time, giving yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe you bring the forehead up and your nose towards your knees. Stretching through the neck, giving yourself some love and saying, yes, I am taking care of me. And I'm spending some time with myself and my breath. Be proud of these times and these minutes that you spend for you. And then we're gonna go into our final resting pose, our corpse pose. I like to always, because of my lower back, can be a little tense. So I like to bring a bolster or a pillow or blankets underneath my thighs. So that way it creates space in my lower back. Feet are out, hands are out. And then slightly tuck in the chin in, so that way you're opening through the cervical spine in the back. Let your shoulders slightly in to open the shoulders. And let the arms and legs get really heavy. Once you're here, we're gonna do a body scan. I'm gonna mention a body part, and I want you to bring awareness to that body part. And instead of tensioning it, I want you to do the opposite. I want you to release through it and to let it get heavy. We're gonna start with the toes, letting all the toes get heavy. And then the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet. Relax the ankles, the shins and calves. Let your knees get heavy. Release through the top of the thighs, let them go. And let the back of the legs sink down into the bolster or mat underneath you. Relax the glutes, the hips, the pelvis. Soften the belly and the waist. And let the ribs and chest get heavy. Notice your shoulders melting down, your shoulder blades, and the upper back and lower back sinking down into the mat. Your right arm gets heavy. Right hand, right fingers, left arm, left hand, left fingers. Relax the neck, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Soften through the forehead, the eyebrows, the skin around your eyes. Let go of your cheeks, your lips, your tongue, and clench the jaw. Let the ears smell down the side of the face. Let the front of the body get heavy. Back of the body. Let go of your whole body together now. Whole body. Body. Take rest. Shavasana. Stay here, breathe. And try to stay here for at least 10 to 15 breaths. Anytime your mind begins to wander, count the breath. Thank you so much for stepping into the mat for you today. For letting your body relax. And taking some time for you to just connect with the breath. Have a beautiful rest of your day or night. I'll see you next time.